Well, hello there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's summertime in Canada now, and today's over 30 degrees. It's really remarkable when you think about it, because exactly 2 months ago, when I came back from Taiwan, we were in the last gasps of winter. Winter had only ended 2 weeks before with a major ice storm. And here we are, 30 degrees, some kind of heat emergency. And the funny thing about Canadians is that they'll complain all winter about how cold it is. And as soon as you get some temperatures over 30, they lock themselves indoors with the air conditioner blowing full blast. All right, we're going to start with this. Willpower is the weakest power. There's no superhero named Will. There's no superhero with super willpower. You cannot rely on willpower. Today I've just got a couple of short philosophical ideas. I use the word philosophical very broadly. I never had a lot of goals, but when I did have goals, I always found that life interrupted my goals. I like to think more in terms of framework. Enjoy life now. Do not postpone the small pleasures. There's almost never an absolute right or wrong. There's always degrees of rightness and wrongness. Rightness and wrongness is sometimes a matter of perspective. Life is like an all-you-can-eat Asian seafood buffet. There's a lot of variety. You have to pace yourself. Avoid overindulgences. Happiness requires contrasts. You can't be happy all the time. There's no such thing as permanent joy. It just becomes the new normal. I like to think in terms of having a 1% better mindset. Don't try to overdo it with improvements. Just improve a little bit. Life really is about maintenance. Action leads to change. Progress is not made by sitting idly by and waiting for change to happen. It takes action and sometimes effort for change. The first step is to get things moving. Once things are moving, you can always pivot or modify the direction of change. But the first step is to take the first step. If you don't induce change, then change will have to impel you. You don't want to wait for that. When I was in sales, we used to have this thing called the rule of three. And it's essentially, you'd ask the same question, or you'd drill down on the questions until you got to the emotional answer. It's always good to bear in mind that it's not the drill, but it's the hole. It's not the boat, but it's the lake. The real reason is always buried a level or two down. Danger is the unknown. Once something is known to be dangerous, then it becomes a little less dangerous. It's fun to share a moment with a stranger. We're all going through this life, and we intersect, or we cross paths. It's fun to acknowledge those things. When you do meet a stranger, one thing I learned by being in sales is that the one who's asking the questions is in control of the conversation. And people love to talk about themselves. The most interesting thing in everybody's world, in most people's world, is themselves. So if you meet a stranger and you're having a moment, just ask them an easy question. My favorite question to ask is in an airport. And just ask someone who's lined up ahead of you or behind you. And one of the numerous lines you go through in an airport is, where are you headed? Because people love to tell you where they're going. Last point. Simple acts can elevate a moment. Quick smile, putting on a tune, or making a light conversation. And really, it's the little moments that count. All right, that's my walkie-talkie for today. It's the summertime, so I'm going on to a different schedule in terms of walkie-talkies. I'm probably only going to do 1 or 2 a week for now. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you later.